everyone. Welcome to Crick Punch with Fussy. Joining me today is my brother Najib, and we are done with day 4 between India versus Australia. The last session has been washed out due to rain, and boy, oh boy, do we have a match on our hands tomorrow.
Well, for that to conclude, what is the weather looking like tomorrow? First things first. I think, when the last time when India was playing England in the semi-final, one of the highest, most searched words on Google was Manchester weather. In
Hmm.
it, maybe the highest ever searched in the entire history of Manchester, right? In the entire, as long as the internet existed. So tomorrow, I think it's going to be Brisbane weather.
Yeah,
So that is a big question for tomorrow's days of play. I mean, if we do get at least around 60-70 hours of play, it'll be game on. It'll be nice.
yeah. I think we're gonna get a similar weather to today. I think two
Mm,
sessions is going to be possible,
mm,
and there's some forecasted rain in the last session, but we just don't know with this weather. Right?
mm.
So, but we do have a thrilling finish on our hands, right? I mean, the
Yeah.
match is so nicely poised. I mean, yes, it's Australia's game and they have everything to play for, but you just don't know, right? I don't think India can chase this target down, but
No,
yeah,
unless they are playing for full day or Rohit Sharma goes mental.
yeah,
I don't see
yes,
them chasing.
yeah. Unless we see an innings like Rishabh Pant's innings in Sydney, I don't think
Mm.
they're going to go after the
No, even
target.
I think even if Rishabh Pant's innings, that was a full day, right? I mean, half a day, 70% of days play. Even if Rishabh Pant goes mad, it's very hard. It's very hard to imagine they'll go for. I don't think they'll go for chase. I think Shubman Gill and Rohit will play the natural game. They shouldn't do anything different. And depending on the if there are no early wickets, maybe everybody will play the natural game. But if there are early wickets, I think Rahane and Pujara will go for a blockathon. So it really depends on the openers and how they set the tone. To be honest.
Right, right. So let's just start with the beginning. So,
Mm,
what did you make out of Australia's declaration? I'm sorry. I mean, we all thought that they will declare very soon, but they just played
mm,
out the session after tea. So, what did you
mm.
make out of it?
Yeah, there were some interesting thoughts, and I was listening to the commentary, and Gilly was
Yeah,
commentating, and he remembered the match where he was captaining Australia in Headingley, and he declared expecting that the clouds were going around, and he declared early so that he could make use of the overcast condition and get the England team bowled out. But the
yeah,
clouds didn't come; the sunshine came out,
yeah,
and and his declaration was made to look a little foolish. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I can't really blame Tim Payne here. It must have been a tough call. People would have said, yeah, declare early that this, but you can never predict weather. You know what I mean? I mean, he declared assuming that there'll be ample time, but
Hmm.
the rest is up to the weather gods. See, we had the forecast for rain for this entire day today, right? But we had a lot of play today, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, it's never in your hands. I think it's fair enough. I think he declared that. I really thought he would declare under somewhere between maybe 270, 300 odd, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but he waited till 328. Can't really blame him, but yeah, I think may have declared maybe 30, 40 runs earlier at the most, not nothing more, less than that, I suppose.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Well, I thought that they'll declare once they cross the 300 barrier because
Mm-hmm.
that gives the bowlers a little more cushion. Because
Mm,
people don't understand that the larger the target you have, the more cushion you have as a captain to set the attacking fields, right? So
yeah.
somewhere around 270 to 280, and India are in the chase. A good start, 60 for no loss, and Tim Payne is going to go defensive very soon,
Mm,
right? So I think yeah, yeah, I guess it was fair enough because even today the rain was forecasted. But I guess after the tea they thought that they will get the entire session, so he might have thought like somewhere around 325 would be a good target. But yeah, it's a tough call. You can't really blame him. If India really get all out tomorrow, people will praise him that, yeah, he did a good job. But if that doesn't come off, then probably he'll be in the line of fire. But yeah, I think it was a fair enough call.
Yeah, let's talk about Siraj for a second. I mean, I
Yeah,
have got so many of my predictions wrong throughout the series. Starting from India will lose 4-0, and then it will lose 2-0, and then it will lose 3-1. This. One thing I got right was I've always been saying ever since Siraj started playing Test cricket that there's a 5 wicket haul around.
yeah.
There's a 5 wicket haul around. It's gonna come. It's gonna come very soon. And boy, did it come! I'm glad it came now. 5 wickets and with three top order batsmen, right? Not
Yeah,
some garbage
yeah.
wickets, and some Jaff deliveries too.
Yeah, it was just so heartening to see, especially in these circumstances where
Yeah.
there's no Bumrah, no Shami, no Ishant to guide you. He's just finding his own ways into the water, right? And come into his third test match, he's leading the pace attack. So it was really
Yeah.
nice to see him standing up with the other guys and just taking 5 wickets. I was hoping for him to take 5 wickets because he
Mm.
clearly deserved it. And he has, even though he got 5 wickets in this innings, I think he balled his heart out even in the first innings. He didn't give
Yeah.
away too many runs. He just kept it tight. Yes, others will get credit for him, but I think he tied one end up in the first innings as well.
Mm.
So yeah,
Mm.
he's been bang on from his first match, and I think he's a real find for India in this series. Yes,
I
people are
I would
talking
rate.
about
Yeah.
Shardul, Washington, but he's someone who has really impressed me. And
Yeah. Find of the innings, even for me too. I would rate. I would give him the find of the series award
yeah,
more than Gill, to be honest, because first of all, fast bowlers, they
yeah,
are the ones who got us close in every game. Picking
yeah,
20 wickets against this full
hmm
strength Australian side,
hmm
and with the absence of Shami and Bumrah, I mean, come on, Siraj has to be the find of the series. And also, I would be very curious to visit Tolichoki right now and Old City right now, and just how people will be feeling. Hamara potta mast चिंध्या करके आ गया हैदराबाद से. Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
they'll be,
wonderful. And the way he came into his series, lost his father, couldn't
yeah,
attend his funeral,
yeah.
and yeah, man. I
It
mean,
just goes out to
Siraj,
show, so he's just so strong mentally as well, right? It's such a
yes,
big part which we neglect,
big heart.
the mental side of the game. But he just hung in there,
Mm,
and it's not always easy to do that, especially when you're in isolation, lots of thoughts coming
right.
into your mind. So just setting all that aside and doing it, I could see he was quite emotional while he was leading the hurdle uh,
Yeah,
back to the bench. But
right.
so let's talk about Australia's batting. So what did you make out of
Mm.
their approach? They were quite positive right from the start. So what did you
I
make out of
mean,
it?
they had to, because time was of the essence,
Hmm
and they could not play a blockathon now, and
Yeah.
and yeah, I can't really blame their approach, but in general, to be honest, in this series, batting has been poor from both sides, and especially
Yeah.
from Australia.
hmm
Apart from Smith and Labuschagne, everybody else was just not at all ticking the boxes. I
Yeah.
think the second best batsman after, I think, what, Nathan Lyon looked very confident than the Australian batsman in the entire series. I mean, he started with the shot of
Stage
the
right.
day for me, like the great on drive that he
Yeah.
played down the track. Oh, yeah, I mean, batting in general has been bad in this series in Australia. Apart from Smith and Labuschagne, they have to figure out a way to buckle these people up, because they're going to go to South Africa in February, and that's not going to be pretty with the
Yeah.
kind of form they are in right now.
Yes, yes, and I thought they were helped a lot by the Indian pacers in the beginning, because especially in the
Yeah.
first 10 overs they were scoring at
Mm.
6 runs per over, and it was not like they came out all out attack. It was not like that. It's just that
Hmm.
they were just bowling short and wide on the leg side onto the pads, and they were just,
Proactive, yeah.
yeah,
Proactive
yeah.
batting. They were rotating the strike. They were putting over the bad balls. They were playing like a one day game,
Yeah,
basically.
but it was poor bowling effort from our boys in the first 10 overs. But then
Mm.
Shardul Thakur came in, and he put the brakes on. And as we've seen throughout the series, India just came back into the game. And I think those 4 wickets in a clumps,
Mm.
Australia lost for some 30 odd runs. I
Yeah.
think that really applied brakes to the Australian innings, because they were
Yes.
looking for a big one. And it shows that Indian bowling is like, I mean, this is a third rate attack, right? You don't have the
Yes.
first line pacers. You don't have the second line pacers. This is the third line paces, and they're still giving a hard time to the full strength Australian attack, which just goes out to show that
it is
the
just
bench strength is
we
very
have to
strong for India.
very strong bowling bench strength is very strong. We have to
Yeah.
get our batting together very quick, and I think India will be a ruthless team. Smith, yeah, I mean Rohit Sharma, I'm very interested to see how he'll play in the next
Yeah.
innings. I mean, I wonder
Mhm.
how the pitch will behave tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I think it'll be a good, interesting day. Whatever, how much ever the time it's gonna last, it'll be
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. So let's just talk about the pitch for a second. Uh,
Mm,
so the cracks are starting to open up, and
hmm.
especially for the batsmen, there are two big cracks right on the fourth, fifth stump
Mm,
line on the offside on the both
that is
sides.
bad.
On the both sides, it's not like it's just on the one side; it's on both sides, and you could see there was a lot of variable bounce.
Mm,
The pitch is still nice. It's decent enough
mm,
to bat, but there's this one odd ball which is like staying low, or as you see in the Smith's dismissal, the ball just shot up
yeah.
from a length. And there's not a lot you could do. So how do you think the Indian batsmen should just go about it?
I it's they have to expect some Jaffers tomorrow, that's for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
And they should not they should not really get wrapped up and worked out about the balls that they're leaving or missing or getting beaten up, right? They have to
Hmm.
mentally go in thinking that they will be beaten up for
Yeah.
long for a lot of time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would be the approach on this kind of pitch. Will they dig in? Will they stuck in, or will they play the natural game and be like, you know what, there is a ball that will have our name on us. Let's just get as many runs as possible before we
Yeah.
get that ball in our way. So I wonder what the strategy is, and I'm very scared of on a pitch like this, especially a person like Mitchell Stark. Right? It just reminds me of one delivery Stark had bowled
James
to
wins.
James Vince. Do you remember the
Yes.
delivery? Okay,
Yes. Yes.
I don't know this pitch, the way the cracks are opening up, it's giving me those feels. It's some of those might be coming our way, right? So Indians have to be mentally, it's a mental game again, and
Yeah.
leave those Jaffers behind and just focus on the next ball.
Yeah. I guess for me, the most dangerous man on this pitch is Hazelwood, because
Mm,
he's just around that
yeah.
corridor, and that's where the
Yes.
cracks are. So I think he'll be targeting those cracks, and since we all
Mm,
know Hazelwood, he'll definitely hit those cracks most often or not. So I
yeah.
think he's the danger man for me. Even in the first innings, he took 5 wickets. So yeah, I guess from my side, I would be like, just back your natural game. If you
Mm,
just go in with
yeah.
the mindset of playing for a draw, I think eventually they'll bounce them out, because yeah, you can
Yeah.
say we dug in Sydney, but that was a different pitch. That was a
Yeah.
good batting pick, and this
Yeah,
is not.
Sydney approach, I don't think it's going to work on this pitch.
Yeah,
I think Rohit and Shubman Gill should play the natural game, and then the remaining batsmen should, follow the situation.
yeah, according to the situation. But I think
Mm,
Rohit has a big task tomorrow, because
yeah.
if he digs in for a long innings, if he scores big,
Mm,
even if that's some 80, 90 runs, he scores
yeah.
at a very brisk rate. So that will put a lot of pressure on Australia, and yeah. So I think he has a big role, him and Rahane.
And Rohit Sharma is the thing, and if he stays at for like 150 balls, I mean Australia
Hmm.
will be genuinely shitting their pants.
Yeah,
Right?
because he can start scoring at a very quick rate.
Yeah, once he goes mad, once he's in, he can just. I think he'll toy with Nathan Lyon. I mean, he won't
Yeah,
care.
it'll be like EA Sports cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just hit sixes for fun. So there we have it, folks. It's the series finale coming up tomorrow, and India need 324 runs to win, and Australia need 10 wickets. There's a lot at stake here with regards to World Test Championship and retention of Border Gavaskar Trophy. Will India go for the win, or will they play out a draw, or Australia will hold their fortress? We just can't wait for another thrilling day of Test cricket. See you soon tomorrow.